Greg said it. What's going on, good people? Greg said it live. We're in the building. Shout out to all the subscribers and all the supporters who've been sticking with us these last couple weeks in the building here. Let's see if I can adjust a couple things here. It's a little more, I don't know, maybe it's a rainy morning, whatever. So the lighting's a little more just subtle. But it's fitting. It's fitting. Shout out to you all who take time on your morning jog, on your morning workout, on the way to work, at the house. People, all type of situations. The beauty of this life here, man. I know I've lived a few of them, so I understand. Good morning. Good morning. Shout out to everybody who always come through here. And shout out to our members. Make sure you're a member, as I always say. Just clocking out. We got people clocking out, people clocking in, people at the house, kids still home for the summer. I know our school system doesn't start. Got another week out for the kids. I think the teachers are about to go back. And this thing about to get back going, man. That life there, I'm going to tell y'all, that school life is different with your kids in school. And a lot of people say they want to homeschool now. But, you know, that's different too. You got to be built a certain way. Your kids got to be built a certain way. You got to have a certain setup. But the school, man, you know, you got these events, you got these award assemblies. I'm trying to see how that work out. And, you know, going to these field days and all of that. Sometimes it'll be early in the morning. You got after school events. I'll be rushing home from the event trying to get to our lives, especially when we do Thursday live. So we're going to be flexible and adjustable with these kids, man. But right now, we're getting ready for this Colorado season. It's picking up as it should. You know, we got a lot of activity going on between Georgia Tech and all that good stuff. And make sure my Wi-Fi is on the right thing, so it won't be acting silly on us today. I got my extender in. Shout out to y'all. You know, making that happen. I think one of the biggest. Okay, I just switched over. Y'all should be able to notice that the internet quality should be a little better because I had to get a extender for being back here in the back. So I had to switch over to my extender from my regular internet. And hopefully everything is all good. As promised, y'all, we've been all week. I was on B-Watch last night. He was making jokes by said 50 points a game. Y'all know I ain't said no 50 points a game. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get up into those numbers. And today, we're going to explain one more reason why. Now, yesterday, if you were here, we talked about Juju Lewis. We talked about all his accolades that people have ignored and overlooked, all the disrespect he's received, not just as a 4-star, a 5-star, but it's not the stars. His results have proven that he's able to throw the ball. You just don't forget that. Now, you might have to touch up on, you might have to get more comfortable. Said some people, you know, he didn't play that good last year. His feet did look a little happy. You know, I'm like, you know, his form, his technique was a little questionable. You know, and they said, oh, he didn't look like this and that in the spring game. I mean, I think he did throw a touchdown in the spring game, I believe. But even with that, it was kind of all over the place. It was like, you know, half the line, half of this, half of that. Reps was kind of like in and out. Not really getting into the groove. So I can't really measure that. But I know in situations where he was comfortable, where he had his feet and his footing, then he was a different type of quarterback his whole life. Not one good year. Every single year of his life, he has been a marksman with the ball. He's been a high productive quarterback. When you talk about touchdowns and yardage consistently, that's something we saw with Shador. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. So get my little whatever's out of the way, my announcements. We close to 4K. We probably not even 50 people away from 4K. Let's go ahead and like and subscribe, get that. Let's hit that milestone because we're going to run that 4K to 10K because I believe this season is going to bring a lot of activity and we're going to be able to make it happen. So let's get the 4K. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit it. Go ahead and hit that button there and subscribe, right? And for the people who are subscribed, for our close to 4,000, we're looking to get our first 50. That's our first milestone in members. Well, the reason why I want to get that members because I want to do some really nice members only content. People was wondering about some things I was saying about the Georgia Tech game. I definitely going to have some behind the scenes content. Reach out and connect with some of you who are going to be at the game. We're going to connect before the game, the people who are going to be there. I don't know if we're going to have, last night we mentioned doing a live show possibly, but we'll be able to coordinate something, a members connection. So make sure you members, you're going to get the content, all the behind the scenes stuff for the game. We're going to have a meetup. And that is for subscribers in general, but the members, we want to do something special for you all. So go ahead and join that membership. We're going to see what we can come up with between the next few weeks. I'll be announcing that. I'm thinking about, I got an idea. I got an idea for y'all, for the members who are going to be coming to the game. We might do something special, I might have a special apparel or something, who knows? So y'all go ahead and jump in there. See some chat here. People coming in. We got Maine coming in. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's get this party started. Right. So I'm known for saying something crazy. They like to repeat. I'm going to say something crazy. Well, I'm going to say something crazy. It may be crazy. Y'all ain't crazy to me. But I'm going to go ahead and say something crazy again. I believe a young man by the name of Kam Perry is the most underrated quarterback. Okay, let's start with on this roster. Most underrated quarterback on this roster, right? Then I'm going to say even further, I think he's the most underrated player at this roster and in the Big 12. Mr. Kam Perry, y'all. But I'm going to go even further. And I'm going to try to prove my case to y'all as I do. I believe this young man, for what he's accomplished in his college career, for what he's able to do, and the impact he can have on the team, I think he's one of the most underrated receivers in the country, as you see. If anybody I would compare him with, I've heard a comparison, try to compare Scudero to LeJounte and this guy to Jimmy. But this guy's LeJounte all day. I think they both more LeJounte than Jimmy. I think anybody's style of play you can compare to Jimmy, it would be like Ernest Campbell. Just pure speed, vertical, ain't a lot of da-da-da. I think he would be the closest. I think we got two LeJountes, and that's what nobody's saying. I think we got two LeJounte Westers out here. And I think this guy is more of a LeJounte Wester than anybody for his ability to get open, for his hands, his reliability, and his big play potential and his size. I think this guy is the LeJounte. Shout out to ICH with the 600 gems. Appreciate it. I don't even know how to convert the gems, but I sure appreciate it. Appreciate all your super chats. Appreciate all your... I haven't done Cash App, but appreciate everything you all do supporting, your memberships. It all makes it possible here to get all this stuff, this Wi-Fi extenders, this software. This software you're on right now costs money. You look at, making sure I have my thumbnails and all that. Appreciate all y'all support here. Make it a nice quality show for y'all. And more is coming, right? So this is a Kam Perry. You see all that? Ooh, and he looked like some Florida hair, but he's really from Georgia. So y'all, when y'all see this young man, this is Kam Perry. See, football is a faceless sport. You got helmets on, but we do a good job of giving people, the ability to be seen. That's one thing that Colorado does, right? So I'm going to give y'all a similar breakdown of what I did to Juju. It's not going to be no Wikipedia or nothing like that, but I'm going to give y'all a breakdown of some simple stats, and then we're going to do something special, right? So, help me. I'm going to make it make sense for y'all there. I'm going to do a little research that, a lot of times when these guys get not drafted, when they hit the transfer portal and they get picked up here, we do a lot of film, and it just people get kind of like looked over because over time it's like, okay, so many players come in. Yeah, Colorado bring in about 50, 60 players a year. It's easy to forget who these people are. And I think that's why with Juju and other people. And this guy here was one of the early guys came in. Everybody was excited about, and all these other guys came in. You forget. So I'm going to tell y'all, this is a 5'9", 170-pound receiver. So he's a smaller guy, right? Hard to put your hands on. He come out of Marietta, Georgia. For y'all don't know Marietta, Georgia, it's about 10, depending on traffic, it really ain't about 10, 15 minutes north of Atlanta, downtown Atlanta. So it's Metro Atlanta. He went to Indiana first, then he went to Miami. So there's another guy, he went to lower level. He was at Indiana first, and then he transferred down. That's what these guys are doing. He really probably didn't go to the best school. He was a good athlete that was somewhat underrated, right? So he came out. Let's go back to his high school. He was a 3-star out of high school. So that's pretty decent. He was listed as the 214th wide receiver in the nation and 153rd player from Georgia by ESPN. So he had some ranking. 24/7 rating him at 82 and lists him as a 259th wide receiver in the country and 159th player from Georgia. Composite 24/7 had him as 1,606 player nationally as a player overall, 207 receiver, and 140 player from Georgia. So the numbers are pretty, I guess they kind of copy each other. Rivals had him at 1,740 player nationally, 240 wide receiver in his class, and 156 player from Georgia overall. So he played at Marietta. He earned first team all-region as a senior. All-region, right, for his region. He had 63 passes, caught 1,116 yards, and 20 touchdowns as a senior. So he must have had a pretty decent senior year. Also, he went to Indiana his first year. He played 9 games in 2023. So this is before your boy Cincinnati got there. He made his first career catch September 30th, 2023 at Maryland, against Maryland. He saw game action in one game during the 22 season as well. So he got a little bit in 22. He got more action. He got 9 games in 2023. And so he made his college debut in November 5th, 2022 against Penn State. So he got a little action his freshman year. And then next year, he got more action. Then he jumped on over in 2024. He went on over to, and he was there 2024 and 2025, right? So here's his stats at Miami, Ohio. He played in 14 games during the 2025 season, and he made 12 starts. So that's the last season. Started all games. He finished the season with 43 receptions for 976 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. So he's right at 1,000. He was named All-MAC first team at wide receiver. 8 games, he had at least 75 yards in 8 games. I was talking last night, and we were talking about what's good for a receiver 50 yards. I said, that's no good. And he's like, well, Kam Scudero, Scudero only did 8. I said 80 to 100 yards is a good game for a receiver. So he was right at it. 8 games, he had 75 yards. At least 75 yards. Well, half of them going over 100 yards. So half of them 8 games went over 100 yards. So that's a productive receiver. Week 3 against UNLV was his top game. So his top game was against UNLV, 122 yards on 5 receptions. That's another thing I said. If you're a good receiver, you don't need a lot of receptions. That was the argument I was trying to make last night. You don't need a lot of receptions when you are a big play receiver. You're going to go, and like he said, you're going to have to make do with what you get, right? You have to make do with what opportunities you get, because you probably ain't going to get a lot of opportunities because you got a lot of talent around you and you got a run game. So the type of receiver that you have here, you got to have a type of receiver who is going to be able to make big plays with the few opportunities they get. They don't need to get the ball 20 times a game to get, 70 yards. You get what you're getting, like 3 yards a catch. Like, that's no good. You got to make the plays, and you're going to find out about this guy here. He was awarded the team offensive MVP, of course. He played in 13 games, making 3 starts during the 2024 season. So his first season there, he only got 3 starts. He finished the year with 10 catches that year and 166 yards. So his first year there, he just got a limited action. He had a season best 2 catches for 57 yards in the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. So he went from 166 yards to the next year, when he was the guy, he went to 976 yards. So that brings you to the point, y'all, of why somebody like this can easily be overlooked. I'm going to show you some stuff really quick here. Somebody who's very explosive in a system that originally, and I guess they figured out he can play, because he's a smaller dude. He was a transfer, and I don't know what happened that first year, but that second year is a big difference. I don't know if it was a coaching change, but his production and his role significantly changed that second year. So I'm going to show y'all something, and we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty.
You never know. He's very, very busy. As this one is going to go down the sideline. This is Perry, and he's caught.
Second possession now for Miami. DeQuan Finn quickly to the sideline. First down, Miami. Much better score there. Pass game looking good also for Rutgers here. DeQuan Finn lets one go. Receiver wide open at the 20. Sprinting for the end zone, Kam Perry almost got there.
So far, oh, nice double move. Just that little one-step slant opened it up. Rutgers blitzing.
Steps up, little floater, a diving effort.
But man, getting pulled in the back. Nice catch. Gets his hands and arms underneath.
Good protection initially. Now flushed out. Lets it go. Wow, what a play.
Wow, that's right.
Big gain down to the 45.
They fake it to Tracy. Deep shot. Wide open man out near midfield. It's Kam Perry. The Indiana transfer into plus territory. And an explosive first play from scrimmage.
We wait word on DeQuan Finn.
1st and 10. Hessen with time to throw. Takes a deep shot and hits Kam Perry inside the 20-yard line.
A huge throw and catch and first down conversion.
One thing y'all will notice right off is he ain't got the best quarterback. I know he's fast, decent speed, but a lot of these balls they're throwing behind him. He had to adjust his body. That should have been a touchdown right there. And a couple of them you just seen before where the man was able to catch it from head to stop and catch the ball. So you're just looking at how wide open he is.
Stops, and it's through the first 15 minutes as we start quarter number 2. Hessen will keep it, scramble off to his right, floats, receiver downfield. Perry makes the catch. Nice job there on the run, as always. 66 yards.
His route, the slot receiver, you see Kam Perry, he's on the hash, go up the seam now, go route, get right past him now, stack him, get back on top of him. Hessen throws a beautiful ball. We talked about
After starting that season 1-4, they finished at 8-1. Trying to do the same this year. Another deep shot, wide open this time. Coming back to the football, chance to reach the end zone for the pylon. Just out prior to about the 3-yard line is Kam Perry with them.
And I am not shocked that Kam Perry gets behind the defense. He does it with regularity. I am shocked that the ball is slightly overthrown. Daquan Finn rarely misses that badly. That should be a touchdown.
4 wide receivers on this 3rd and 3. Finn with time. Gun the out.
LeJounte out there on flex. See LeJounte?
Both those guys getting a heavier workload as this game goes on.
Quick play action for Finn. He's going to take a shot
Hit
deep.
the top off
he
the
put it on. Keith Reynolds. He's in the house. Touchdown, Miami. Let's check that. It was Kam Perry. For Kam Perry, only 155 pounds, but the young man can absolutely fly.
If they're going to win the battle of attrition in this run game.
The first down call. Now the play fake. Going to take that shot is Daquan Finn. And then there's what an extraordinary grab by Kam Perry.
LeJounte all day.
After 5 straight runs, and look at the catch.
Yeah, he's going
a lot of spice, a lot of skill. You ain't seen him dropping no balls.
Finn, oh, he's going to take a shot.
Hit the top off.
Got what he wants. Outstanding throw by Finn. Route and catch, Kam Perry.
This is another thing that people don't hear, but this is the one stat you're going to hear with him. About 22 yards average per catch. He was literally one of the top, if not the top, in the country when it comes to yards after the catch, or yards per catch. So when he catching the ball, he ain't catching no little 5-yard routes. And if he do catch a little 5-yard route, he gonna turn it into something. But this is a guy who big play machine. You see, these are big plays. You know, these are big gashing plays. These are big catches, even with the ball behind them.
Big touchdown drive and going for 2. Finn's throw
look like Baylor right there.
Is caught, but it is short of that goal line. Made it a 6-point game. Look at Finn and Kam Perry. They want Chuck Martin to challenge this and get a look-see. Oh, he's in. Finn lets it go. And there is Perry. His first grab. They need the 18-yard line for a first down. Finn going for the end zone, and there is Perry. Right on cue.
Play around with LeJounte. He will put up 2-3 touchdowns in the game on. He ain't no shame.
Play
on the outside. You're
going to go double move. Safety bites. Adonis Williams runs right by him, and it was just a matter of time. We saw it last week when they played.
He adjusted to the ball.
These are two of the most talented receivers in this conference, and they play on the same team. Nice route. He's such a great slot receiver, Matt, because he's got this innate ability to work in space.
Keyword, work in space. Boom.
"13-yard punt, but Cardinals get bailed out. Yarborough with the holding penalty. Gakowski wants to go deep again, in stride, and the Redhawks strike again. Kam Perry with another long touchdown.
Jordan Brunson, the running back. Injured Kenny Tracy, not a factor late in the year for the Redhawks. Gakowski on first down. Dangerous pass. He threads the needle, and it's hauled in. Season finale to make the MAC championship. They got it. A play like that on first down. Here comes the confidence. Man-to-man coverage and a one-handed reception. Kam Perry, but he was out of bounds.
I think that's that one-hand reception we used to see.
Well, let's see if that foot is down. To me, that looks like
over 2 receivers on the sideline, tiptoe, one hand, big play machine. By the way, this is fair use purposes. This is a clip of one of his highlights. Fair use, all that good stuff for entertainment purposes. For y'all's entertainment. This guy here over two defenders. He's small. Okay, he a kid too, right? One hand catch on the sideline. Big play machine. You put the ball in his vicinity, he's catching the ball, period.
A completed pass. He has control. Foot is down. They're going to review that, and that should be a catch.
There, our rules expert, Jerry McGinn, is also with us. Jerry, we see possession. He's got the foot down and not a ton of movement. What are you seeing?
After review, the ruling on the field has changed to a completed pass.
Instead of them are idle. They could jump all the way up to 4.
Eat up the field. Eat up the field. Eat up the field, Juju. Eat up the field, Juju. Juju, they say you good for the short passes. Guess who need to be right there? That guy right there.
Picks up the first.
Yards have to catch.
Take what the defense gives him.
Take what they give you. Take what they give you, y'all. That's just a little taste. That's just a little taste. You know, I want to give y'all a glimpse of the type of player he is and why it's important for Colorado to have that type of player. You see the type of quarterback you have. The coach has already said he got one of the quickest releases I've seen. This is a guy who don't coach a lot of teams, as you can see. He don't been on a lot of quarterbacks at every level. He said Juju got the quickest release. Okay, how does that work for the go-go? You got a run game, run pass option, pull the ball, quick throw to the flats to somebody like Kam Perry, who gonna catch the ball and who gonna be open. Those quick passes, they're not gonna see it coming because they too busy looking at, is he handing the ball off or not? I said this last night. Are you handing the ball off or not? That's their concern. So when you pull it, quick pass to the flats, quick pass, 20 yards. They say that's what he's good at. But then that opens you up for the deep ball because them safeties going to be leaning down. Them linebackers going to be paranoid. They ain't doing all that blitzing because the ball going right behind them. You got them big tight ends running right across the middle, send right where the linebacker's supposed to be. Then you got Kam Perry working flats. I'll put every route around all these little routes in the flats and make them DBs scared for their life. And because when he get it, now they got to worry about tackling them. Now they got to worry about big play, 20 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards, 15 yards, all the way down the field. Then the run game, eating up clock. Eventually they're going to bite the bait and they're going to go right over top. And that's what I was explaining, because it's not about how many times you get the ball as much as it is when you get the ball, how significant is the play. See, if they bite down run game, he in the flats. Oh, we can't do nothing. We can't do nothing with him. He's too slippery. And then next, somebody right over top. They bite he real quick. Bite, boom, boom. Now he over the top. Now you don't give up a 40-yard pass. You say, what doing? The receiver's only going to do 50 yards a game. That's a good game. Man, you can get 40 yards on one catch. They said, you can. No, that's exactly what's going to happen. Because eventually they're going to bite. And it's going to be a double move eventually. The coach too smart. The player too smart. It's going to be a double move eventually where you think he's going to a flat, but then it's out and up. When smart people start making plays and start calling plays, it opens up your offense in ways we ain't seen yet. We think we seen the use of Colorado. We didn't properly use it. LeJohntay stepped up. Jimmy stepped up. Shador, they made it happen amongst themselves. We didn't have an offensive concept that really benefited from a Jimmy Horn's speed and explosiveness. Even the routes he was running wasn't even the best. But he still got what he got. Same thing with LeJohntay. We didn't really abuse teams. See, certain other teams, they manipulate you off of the assets they have. I remember when Singleton was at Georgia Tech. They ran that jet sweep to death because you had to follow him, and then Haynes King go back the other way. And you had your running back, Hazley or whatever, who was still that. So you still had 3 guys who can run the ball, and that's what made the offense. Then Singleton left last year, and it was just King Hazley, right? So I think this is last night. So now you're looking at you got to watch both of them because they both can run, and one going this way, one going that way. Your offense is built around exploiting the strengths of your team. The offense should always be. That's why I hate it with Salter. The offense was not built on exploiting the strengths of your team and putting the defense in a bad situation. Well, fast forward to the go-go, it's all built on exploiting what the other team give you and don't give you. And so if y'all play back deep, we're going to dump it to Kam Perry in the flats, and then good luck tackling him. He's going to juke you in the phone booth. Y'all going to say, oh, we're not going to be beat deep. Fine. Give up all these big long runs. give up all these little short, when I say short, 10, 15 yards of pop passes to the tight end, sitting in the middle, which another problem. We ain't really had you use a tight end since Michael Harrison. That was the first year. And that was one of the best years offensively. I feel like they should have kept him. But he was very effective in that middle range because they was worried about them big receivers. Weaver was there. You had Travis Hunter was there. You got all these Jimmy Horn. You had these people there, and they were about over top. You didn't really take advantage. Now Harrison did, but after that, Shador didn't really have no tight ends. He didn't really have nobody. But guess what? Colorado has really been real sneaky. I'm telling you, they ain't just been hiding practices. You showing Atkins, but you're not showing them 2-3 other big body receivers. You pay attention, you see a glimpse of it. They got some big tight ends. Big tight ends. Everybody talking about big wide receivers. They got some big tight ends. They don't need no big receivers because they got some big tight ends who can catch and run. And they ain't just Atkins. He got his own scheme, and he actually smart. Far as I'm gonna have some mercy on Schumer. Maybe I can't prove it, but maybe he's smart at the NFL level. But he looked like a fish out of water at this level. Like a fish out of water at this level. So Marin is a true college football guy. I don't know what he'll do at the NFL, but I know what he's doing here. Y'all help me out. Am I telling the truth? Or is it cap? That Kam Perry is one of the most underrated receivers in the country. You just looked at his film. You hear a lot of things about a lot of receivers. Have you heard anything about him? I mean, coming to Colorado, he was underrated because people weren't really knowing about him. After all what he just did. And I feel like he's still coming to his own. I feel like what he accomplished there, he's still going up. I mean, I gave y'all the stats. He barely did anything in Indiana. That keeps him underrated. He goes to a smaller program, still in the FBS, grouper tier. You playing NIU and all those type of teams, right? So you go there, you perform a little bit your first year there, then you go up, next year, and you show he's a pretty young player, right? He's a pretty young player where, I don't know, he probably even get another year. I don't know if he redshirt or not. But you're talking about a guy who every year he's got better. Now, his last year, he was right at 1,000 yards. Before that, he was at 100. Quarterback throwing the ball behind him, so you already know he was missing some yards. So he right at 1,000. That's the right throw to get him over 1,000. All this coming back, catching the ball. He lost touchdowns. You saw him lose touchdowns. We had to come back, and then he get tackled at the goal line. So right before, because people are running this way, and you running towards them. Then you got to turn around and try to outrun them. So you got all of that going on, right? This is a guy with a proper quarterback in a system that's designed to take advantage of that. See, Marin's going to take advantage of the fact that this skill set is unique. If I can get this man in space, keyword in space, he's going to get out there. He's going to know what to do when he get the ball. How do I not be able to move the ball down the field, guys? You let me know. How do you not move the ball down the field with this type of weaponry? We just talking about Kam Perry. We ain't talking about Scudero, DeAndre Moore. We're not talking about JoJo Williams. When I tell y'all it's overkill because this type of offense, this one guy in this type of offense can be a problem because he's going to get open. Because you've seen it. When we're all was showing him, they gave you a glimpse. You said, oh, he was doing his bad because he was doing his okay. Only person that he kept calling out was Boo Carter, and Boo Carter was even hesitant. He ran through the whole team clearly. Everybody when he went was stepping back, and he like, I want Boo Carter. And he iron sharper iron because Boo Carter is expected to be one of the best cover guys on the team to the point Coach Brown is moving him to cornerback. So that's telling you he wasn't just doing it to scrubs. It was a widespread thing, and he's a problem. And all them highlights we saw on the football field at his old school and what we were seeing from the few clips that we were shown, they was hint, clue, this boy was lighting them up. And first thing you can say, well, Colorado must not be good, or whoever's covering not be good. Maybe this boy's just good. Maybe you just underestimating him. Maybe he's underrated. And I made a comment, and I stand by it with my chest out. I'm telling you that this boy is going to break out, and he's going to break out fast. I expect him to break out at the Georgia Tech game. So I'm letting y'all know, don't be surprised. I'm saying it right here on my platform. Clip it, dip it, flip it, rub it down. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. This boy here is likely. I say, oh, he said 50 yards. I'm not going to say what he going to do, but I'm saying he could do. And he should do. And don't be surprised when he do. Light this game up. Light this game up. This guy here is capable of 2 to 3. I'm going to say it again. 2 to 3 touchdowns a game by himself. And the problem is, if you get too happy trying to stop him, because you got to really, one man, you see catching the ball over 2 men. He only 5'9". You got too many clips of him jumping up over 2 men, one hand, and he ain't even big. So what happens when you got a game plan for this boy and you still got to not forget, Scadero's still over there. DeAndre Moore's still over there. If this man play his cards right, he's playing an impossible hand. He's playing a hand. He's playing chess with 5 traps set for you at one time. It's hard for a defense to say, I'm going to stop you, but I'm going to sit up here and stop you. I'm going to stop him, but I ain't got an answer for Scudero too now. I need 2 people on both of these. I ain't got enough players. I know DeAndre Moore out there, who you put out there with him can make it almost impossible to him to be covered. That's what I'm saying. And I know this man is smart enough to know this. I know, Coach Marion, I know you're smart enough to know. Seems like they're trying to hide Perry. They definitely hiding him. Because when he first got there, he was the one with all the highlights. And you said, oh, it was just sorry. Talking about getting rid of DeAndre Moore Jr. to make room for better players. Get rid of. What that man get rid of? I don't get that. You talking about a young man. By himself is a wrecking machine, y'all. That's what I'm trying to portray to y'all. He was the man on that team. They may have had another guy decent on that team. That's why he probably only had 1,000, but the other guy probably had on that too, because they said 2 of the best receivers on one team. They clearly didn't have the best quarterback situation. Quarterback stayed throwing the ball. But I always said, I'd rather you underthrow him than overthrow him. Shador put too much air on it, underthrow. I'd rather you underthrow or overthrow. Ain't that more discouraging, irritating than a quarterback who want to show off his arm and overthrow a wide open man by 5-10 yards. Ain't nothing cute about that to me. I don't like that. I'd rather you underthrow him and he get a 50-yard bomb and he don't score. Then we just wasted a whole down and a whole opportunity. So I'm not hard on people who underthrow, but when you look at the potential of a guy and most of his balls underthrow, and not because he's Randy Moss and you just can't outthrow him, but you throwing it too late, maybe you scared to overthrow him. I don't know. And he missing touchdowns because he got to come back and then he get tackled because he got to come back to, he don't burn him 4-5 yards. He got to come back to the ball and he tackled. So yeah, he got the yardage, but he didn't get the touchdown, right? So, and you also make him lose yardage because he got to stop, catch the ball and get tackled versus he had to caught him stride. That's 20 more yards per catch. That's 10 more yards per catch. And then you look at it, he had 900 and what yards? 900. And that shows you, because the 1,000 yards is the marker, 976. You know, a couple passes can get you there. And you see how many passes he had to come back to. This guy could have easily been like he was in high school. Clearly, his numbers are consistent. He could have easily been 1,100, 1,200 yard guy. And that's what LeJounte was when he came from, what was it, South Florida? When LeJounte came over here, he was it wasn't South Florida. It was FIU because he came with his brother. He wasn't. It was Jimmy and Weaver that came from South Florida. And he had punt return, which he's still doing in the league. He was known for punt return, and he had over 1,000 yards, and he was just like this guy. It was like he was a man amongst boys. They couldn't do nothing with him. What would he do when he got a quarterback? Well, you see what he did when he got a quarterback. Even sharing the reps with Travis Hunter and Jimmy Horner and even your boy, Mother Boy. Sharing reps, he still got drafted. So the production opportunity is going to be there. It's about Shepard. You know what I'm saying? Looking at his face. And so I don't know how you're going to cover all these guys. To know to come back to the ball. Right. Some people just be like, oh, you underthrew me. You underthrew me. So it is a skill set. Don't get it twisted. We're going to go ahead and. So in conclusion, am I right? Did I present my case properly to you all? Y'all, it's a lot of content. I can't blame. It's so much going on. We got things with Ezra going on. You know, you still talking about Shador and Travis. We got so much content. Nobody can cover everything, right? That's why we all kind of like have our groove. And this is one of the gaps I see. Yesterday, I haven't really seen nobody really explain Juju. And that was at a decent, it wasn't at a super duper high level. I didn't show his clips. I can always show Juju clips the same way. But I read you his stats just enough. But maybe we need to come back and show you what he can do one day. And that's something that I want to do because I think we forget what we have, at least up to the season. So, you know, people anxiety and they question it. Well, they could be, they should be, man. It's too much weaponry. I don't know if y'all play ball, man. Especially with a coach who know what to do with the weapons. It's too much weaponry. I said that when Shador them last year, people didn't listen. It's too much weaponry. It's too much, y'all. It's 11 guys on the field. And you're going to put at least 3 of them on the line. That means to recover these guys, now you're going to have to take a guy off the line to help cover. That's probably what's going to have to happen to zone these boys out. And you can say, oh, like Nebraska, them 3 lines. Them 3 linemen ain't finna whoop these 5 we got this year. I'm telling you now. He going to have all day in the pocket. But they going to have to give up something to cover these boys. Because one-on-one with Scudero is going to be a problem. One-on-one with Kam Perry is going to be a problem. Especially if you matching him up against your slot, your nickel, who's typically, if he was the real deal, like we put Bucard out there, he would be out on the outside. Let's be real. Unless you're going to take somebody off the outside and cover him. You can't move your pieces around because you still got to account for too many other guys. Appreciate the gems and all that good stuff. Yeah, that's going to be up to the legal system, man. It's a lot of loopholes. That's why they find it legally. And there's too many other, you know, cases that they can look at. You know, they let it expire. They're going to have a problem because of the technicalities that they drop the ball because they're going to drop the ball. They dealing with too many things. They really in the way. There's too many other cases they're dealing with that they cannot really focus on doing this the right way. They really dropped the ball with him. And then they also got precedents with other cases that they let slide through with the same situation or worse. So it's going to look like really discrimination. They're going to get their butt really sued. See, these lawsuits is designed to spook them, but they're going to get their butt sued for real on this case. Like, for real, for real. They can play with them if you want. They let the other boy go gamble and doing a prostitute and everything down there at 3 different schools. And they were scared of this. Them lawyers scared them up. Hey, let them go play. So you got a lot going on, man. Like I said, it's a lot of stories going on. But what I don't want y'all to forget is you got a lot of weaponry. And it's easy to forget because so many players came in and a lot of people did a really good job. I wasn't really covering it like that then last December when these guys were coming in like boop, boop, boop. And they was trying to strategically come in because they don't want to get overshadowed by the next guy coming in because there's so many guys was coming in at one time because it was a big void. People was hitting the portal. This is one of those guys that everybody was really excited about, you know, and it was like, ooh, he gonna fit in good. And we just kept getting excited because you started getting other people. They got a lot of weaponry, y'all. It's very much almost impossible. Like I said, I don't see y'all being able to cover LeJohntay, Jimmy, Travis Hunter, and it didn't happen. What did happen was they didn't have a running game. And what hurt Colorado that year was the third and shorts, the fourth and shorts that they needed to keep the chains moving. That's what got Colorado in their 9-3 year. But that's not going to be the case this year. They're going to have a running game, y'all. They're going to have a running game that's compatible to their passing game. And it ain't just like thrown together, run up the middle. It's actually designed to open up. That's right. Get them lights up. My mom in the building. My mom said get the lights up. Y'all got to get these lights up. Y'all got to get these lights up. I can't see the lights in here. Get them lights up. I see the views, but I can't see the lights. Y'all share this. And if y'all ain't subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe. But until then, y'all, this is Friday. I will see y'all on Sunday, 2 p.m. Sunday. Greg said it live. We recapping this whole week. We don't have a lot. Good morning from Detroit. All right, I got some family up in Detroit. Yeah, I got some up in, what is it, Southfield? Got family up in Detroit. I think Perry's going to be between. Yeah, man. He's gonna make his presence known. He has to make his presence known because you got to think about it. He's also from Atlanta. They're talking about Juju. They're talking about everybody else from Atlanta. This man from Atlanta. This is a game that he gonna show out. And I'm telling you, this guy ain't short on confidence. He's not gonna shy down on the big stage. He's very spicy. His personality is the closest. He's like LeJohntay has some spice, but this guy here got the confidence of a Travis Hunter, y'all. He believes in himself highly and he bats it up. So don't underestimate this dude by far. He is not going to take his foot off the gas. He is not putting his foot on the brakes. If you let this man cut loose, he cutting loose. He has no shame in his game. That's another thing, an attribute he has. He's not going to be like this. He's not like Omarion Miller. Omarion Miller didn't have a killer instinct. He was nonchalant. He could destroy you every game if he wanted to. Kam Perry, if he had the size of Omarion, he would be like a Jeremiah Smith up there. Kam Perry, every game, he going to light you up. Every practice, he going to light you up. I'm letting y'all know. I appreciate y'all coming through on this wonderful morning here. See, it's still kind of dark out here. It's like a rainy day, cloudy day in good old Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be talking to y'all soon. Y'all have a good day.